In this lesson, we'll be learning about the Intifada, which lasted from 1987, arguably to 1993. Intifada is an Arabic word which literally means, as a noun, tremor, shivering, or shuddering. It is derived from an Arabic term, nafada, meaning to shake, shake off, get rid of, as a dog might shrug off water or as one might shake off sleep or dirt from one's sandals, and is a key concept in contemporary Arabic usage referring to a legitimate uprising against oppression. It is often rendered into English as uprising, resistance, or rebellion. The First Intifada, or First Palestinian Intifada, was a Palestinian uprising against the Israeli occupation of the West Bank and Gaza, which lasted from 1987 until the Madrid Conference in 1991, though some date its conclusion to 1993 with the signing of the Oslo Accords. The uprising began on 9th December in the Jabalia refugee camp after an Israeli Defense Force truck collided with a civilian car, killing 4 Palestinians. In the wake of the incident, a protest movement arose, involving a twofold strategy of resistance and civil disobedience, consisting of general strikes, boycotts of Israeli civil administration institutions in the Gaza Strip and West Bank, an economic boycott consisting of refusal to work on Israeli settlements on Israeli products, a refusal to pay taxes, a refusal to drive Palestinian cars with Israeli licenses, graffiti, barricading and widespread throwing of stones and Molotov cocktails at the Israeli Defense Forces and its infrastructure within the Palestinian territories. Israel responded quickly, and Yitzhak Rabin ordered his soldiers to use live ammunition against the rioters. By January 1988, the Israelis had tried tear gas, rubber and live bullets, mass arrests, imprisonment and deportations, and all failed to quell the rioting. Rabin then introduced the break bones policy, saying, "No demonstrators have died from being thwacked on the head." Soldiers indiscriminately wielded boots, batons and rifle butts against Palestinian men, women and children. Israeli officials argued that the policy was more humane than the earlier approach of using live ammunition. The actions of the Israeli army, broadcast on news bulletins around the world, brought a wave of condemnation. In the West Bank village of Salim, 4 suspected riot leaders were ordered to lie on the ground and an army bulldozer then pushed a mound of earth over them. The victims were dug out alive by the villagers after the arrest. Intra-Palestinian violence was also a prominent feature of the Intifada, with widespread executions of an estimated 822 Palestinians killed as alleged Israeli collaborators. At the time, Israel reportedly obtained information from some 18,000 Palestinians who had been compromised, although fewer than half had any proven contact with the Israeli authorities. The PLO had become involved in the Intifada by early 1988. In March, a bus hijacking in southern Israel left 3 Israeli civilians dead. The Israelis identified Khalil al-Wazir as the mastermind behind this attack and assassinated him. Wazir was second only to Arafat and the PLO. Moderates in the PLO realised the need to make some concessions to win American support for negotiations, while hardliners insisted on no change to the traditional policy. Egypt, Jordan and Iraq urged Arafat to adopt a more moderate approach. On the 5th of November 1988, the Palestinian National Council declared the Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. It also proclaimed its acceptance of Resolution 242 and 338 that implicitly recognised Israel's right to exist. Arafat specifically affirmed Israel's right to exist in peace and security and added, "We totally and absolutely renounce all forms of terrorism." Within hours of this announcement, the USA announced that they would open negotiations with the PLO. However, Israel's Prime Minister Shamir condemned Arafat's words as a monumental act of deception and insisted that Israel would not alter its refusal to talk to the PLO. This ensured that the conflict would continue and return to a stalemate. There are many significances to the Intifada. Firstly, the actions of the Israeli army were widely condemned internationally. Even the United States, who is usually a reliable ally of Israel, joined the criticism. The Intifada was recognised as an occasion where the Palestinians acted cohesively and independently of their leadership or assistance of neighbouring Arab states. The Intifada aroused an unprecedented wave of international sympathy for the Palestinian cause and a feeling that something needed to be done by the international community. However, it also led to the rise of Hamas, a violent militant group.